These are some questions which are very relatable to the review questions. So my first question says that I have to convert the equation, which is 3x squared plus 6x plus 1 in a vertex form. So how to solve this one? This says that I'm going to write the equation again, 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. Now, in order to write in the vertex form, I can find out the vertex very easily. Like as we have done millions of times before, says the equation of axis is x equals negative b over 2a. This is the axis of symmetry equation. So axis of symmetry is equals negative b over 2a. Now my first value is a, this value is b, and this value is c. So I'm going to substitute my value here. So negative and b value is 6 and divides by 2 and a value is 3. So x is equals to negative 6 over 2 times 3 will make it 6. So x would be equals to negative 1. Now I have my x value. I'm going to put it in my equation 1, which is this equation, the y value, to find out the y thing. So y equals 3x squared plus 6x plus 1. I'm going to put my value of x, which is negative 1 here. After substituting, I will get like this. So it will be negative 1 squared is positive 1. So positive 1 times 3 is positive 3. And positive negative will make it negative 6 plus 1. So if I solve it, simplify it, 3 minus 6 will give me negative 3. And negative 3 plus 1 will give me negative 2. So this is my y value. As we know, whenever we have to write vertex, vertex is actually x and y value. So I can write like my vertex negative 1 and negative 2. This is my answer for the first question. Now coming to the second question, it is said that find equation whose has a vertex of 2, 9 and passes through 4, negative 3 point and convert it into standard form. Now I have given a vertex, I have given a point as well, and I have to convert it simply into a standard form. So in order to convert into a standard form, firstly, I have to solve this question in a proper way. So I will get a standard form. As the equation for a vertex, the general equation for a vertex is a times x minus h whole square plus k. This is the general form. Now we know it very well that vertex is actually x and y. So this h is actually change in x and k is actually change in y. Or we can also say that vertex is equals to some h and k. Both mean same. So I'm going to write down the values here of h and k. Value of h is negative 2 because now why it's positive 2? Sorry, not negative. It's going to be positive 2. It's given in the question that my vertex is 2 and 9. That means this one is h and this one is k. So I'm going to write it here. 2 and 9 is my vertex. Now if I put this value in this equation, the general equation, that is a times x minus h whole square plus k, I'm putting my value of vertex instead of here. So it will be my value of point is 4 and negative 3. So this is my x value, this is my y value. I'm placing negative 3 instead of y. And instead of a, I'm going to write it as it is. My value of x is 4. And for h, I have 9. Sorry, not 9. It's 2. And for k, I have 9. Now I have to solve it for a. So negative 3 equals a times 2 square plus 9. That would be equals to 4a plus 9. If I combine the like terms, that will be negative 3 minus 9 would be negative 12 equals 4a. So that would be equals to a is equals to negative 3. So this is my value of a. Now I have my a, I have my h, I have my k. So I can simply put them here in my final equation. So this is my final general form. And I'm going to put my values of h, a, and k here. So it will be a is -3 times x minus h is 2 and k is 9. This is my normal answer. But here we have to convert it into standard form. By standard form, in order to get standard form, I have to expand the bracket. So I'm expanding it. X square, because I'm applying second identity here, I have to square the first term, then plus square the second term, then minus twice product of first and second term. So if I simplify it, it will be x squared plus 4 minus 4x plus 9. If I expand it further, it will be -3x squared minus 12 plus 12x plus 9. So it will be y equals -3x squared plus 12x minus 3. So if I make it on the other side, it will become y plus 3x squared minus 12x plus 3 equals 0, which is my standard form. Now coming to the next question, it says that Jessica describes a quadratic to her friend Cindy that is defined by y equals x squared plus 8x plus 12. Then Cindy then states the following, that the graph of this quadratic has an axis of symmetry whose equation is x is equal to -4. Is Cindy correct? We have to find it out. So let's see. Because we have given this equation y equals x squared plus 8x plus 12. It's a very simple question. It looks very difficult, but it's a simple one. By axis of symmetry, we use this formula, -b over 2a. My a is 1, my b is 8, and my c is 12. I got all these values from this equation. I'm going to put it here. It will become -8 over 2 times 1. That will definitely give me -8 over 2. If I simplify it, I will get -4. So yes, the axis of symmetry equation is -4. You can see it's given the question as well. So Cindy is correct. He's right. Next question says that an arrow is shot in the castle. Its height as a function of time t, and it has an equation h is equal to -1/2t squared plus 2t plus 3. We have to find out that how high arrow when it first shot. Part B says maximum height of arrow, what it is. And part C says how far horizontal arrow travel before hitting the ground. So it's an easy question and an important one. I'm going to write here because they asked me how high arrow when it first shot. So it's thus just talking about finding the y-intercept. So in order to find y-intercept, we have to put x equals to 0, because whenever we have to find y-intercept, we put x equals to 0. It's a rule. So if I put x, but in this case, there is t. So instead of x, I'm putting t here. So, and instead of y, it's h here. So I'm putting t equals to 0 in this equation. So I will get -1/20, 0 square plus 2 times 0 plus 3. So if I solve it, this term is 0, this term is 0, so I'm left with only 3. So 3 is the point. It's the height that arrow starts shooting, like the arrow was at this height when it first shot. Now coming to the second point, what is the maximum height of an arrow? By maximum height, we always mean our vertex, because maximum height will be like this, and this point is the maximum height and it's always vertex. Now for finding vertex, I need my equation, which is x is equal to -b over 2a. It's very easy. I have my a, I have my b as well as c. I'm going to use here a and b. So my b is 2, while my a is -1/20, because it's a fraction form. I can write in a decimal as well. It's up to you. You want to solve it like that. So x equals to negative and negative will make it positive, and this 2 will cancel out with this 2. So it will be 1 over 20. Or you can say 1 divides 1 over 20. That will make a sense that 1 times 20 over 1, because whenever division sign changes into multiplication, we just flip the values. So it will become equals to 20. So 20 is the value here. Now to find y value, we have to put it here. I'm solving the rest of part here. I'm placing my value. So instead of h of t, I'm going to put h of 20. So I'm placing value 20 instead of t. And when I solve it, I will get 23. So 23 is the height, the maximum height of the arrow. Like if this is my graph, my arrow is shot like this. So at this point, my height is actually 23. This is the highest point, maximum height of the arrow. Now let's talk about the last part here, C part. It says how far horizontal arrow travel before hitting the ground. So we have to find x-intercept, and for finding x-intercept, we have to put y equals to 0. Because it had to hit the ground, that's why we are finding x-intercept. So set y equals to 0. So in this equation, from y, I mean h, because x denominating t, y is representing h. So both mean same. Or I can also write it like here, t-intercept. So I'm going to put h equals to 0. So in this equation, main equation, h equals negative 1 by 2 t square plus 2t plus 3. I'm placing h equals to 0. So my whole equation will become equals to 0. Now I'm going to simply apply quadratic. Either I'm going to apply quadratic here, completing square, factorization. I have 3 options. I can choose any one of them. I will get the same answer. If I apply quadratic here, because of less space, I'm just only writing which method I'm applying here. It's an easy and simpler one. A is negative 1 by 2 or 0.5. Negative 0.5. A value is, B value is 2, and C value is 1. So I can easily apply a quadratic equation here. And by applying quadratic equation, I will get 2 answers. X, that is approximately equals to negative 1.44. And other value of X is 41.45. Because here X is representing time, and time can't be negative in any situation. We're going to ignore this negative value. And we are going with this 41.45 seconds. So this is the time that how far horizontal arrow travel before hitting the ground. So this time actually the arrow travels. So read out these questions, solve it by your hand one time, because this needs to be practiced.